Okay, so first up, My Funny Valentine. Very kind of sad tune. Um, Get my playback controls up here because I just saw that we're playing this pretty fast. Okay, so this is gonna. So what we have here is a lead sheet, and we've looked at lead sheets before. And what we're seeing here is the name of the chord that they've used to harmonize it for this particular tune, and then the melody. So this doesn't show that descending bass line, but it's really kind of implied, and we'll see. We'll add that bass line, and you'll see how it works in just a second. So let's hear just the melody, I guess. Okay. And then it goes on. Let's just look at this first part. So maybe the easiest way to do this, let's copy this over to our full MuseScore file. Let's take note that we're in C minor here. Okay, so let's go up here. Let's maybe add a double bar line. Let's add the right key signature. And then let's paste it there. Great, we got our chords too. Okay, now let's add a bass line. And we can add the chords too, right? Because we have bass clef chords. And this will actually give us this in strings, which will be relatively nice. Did I use the wrong time signature? 4/4? Are we not in 4/4? Oh, we're in 3/2 still. Hold on. Let's get me back to 4/4 here. There we go. All right, now let's put that in. That looks a little bit better. Okay, so I'm not going to do a full 4-part harmony here. I don't think we need that. I'm just going to do a bass line and chords. So first, let's just add the chords. So one chord per bar. So first I have C minor. So let's go C, E, G. That E flat is already in our key signature. This triangle means major 7 is what a triangle means. So what we have here is C minor with a major 7. It's kind of strange. Is what they want. This is a shorthand thing. C minor 7. And I guess I just want to put a flat on that just so that we really see that it's a flat. Even though it's in the key signature. There we go. All right, and let's add C minor 6. So C minor with a 6 is going to be A flat. No, actually it's going to be A natural because it doesn't want a flat 6, it wants a normal 6. Now we have a big switch, A flat, major 7. So we want A flat, C, E flat, G. Let's invert that a little bit. Let's take that G down. Let's just kind of get it in the ballpark of our other chords here. Let's take this E down. Yeah, let's take the C down too. There we go. Okay, now we have F minor 7. So it's going to be F, A flat, C, E flat. That's good. Let's do the same kind of inversion just to get it in the ballpark. See, that looks pretty good. D diminished. All right. So that's going to be D, F, A flat, and it's half diminished. So we're going to want a C. and it's going to be C natural. That makes the 7th. Good. And I think that'll do it. That'll get us in the same ballpark. Then G7 flat 9. So it's going to be G, B flat, D, and then a 9 is going to be A, but it wants an A flat, which is there. Let's take that A flat down, and let's take that D down. That works. Let's hear that chord. Crunchy. Oh, it wants major. So I need a B natural. Oof, that is crunchy. Let's take that B down. And is that a natural? There we go. Let's just try to get a little bit of that crunch out of it. So I have a G natural and an A flat. That gives me that flat 9. There we go. Okay. So let's just hear our chords, and then we'll add our bass line. Cool. So you can almost hear that bass line in there, right? Let's do it. And you know what I'm going to do? Just to really emphasize this bass line, I'm going to... Did I just change that? No. I'm going to do this just in quarter notes. I'm just going to thump on this bass line. Okay, so I'm going to go C, 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 C. Okay, there's our bass line. So, let me zoom out a little bit. C minor, we'll put a C. Now this one, we have a B natural, right? So let's use that B natural in our bass line. Here, we're going down to B flat. And let's put a flat on that just to make it abundantly clear that it's a flat. We don't have to have a flat on it. I just like seeing, if we don't put a flat there, it could be seen as ambiguous. I just like seeing it. Okay, now we have an A, natural, right? Now here, we have an A flat. And we'll put a flat on that also. Just to be really clear. And now what happens? So we go from that A flat. We don't have a G here. We have another A flat, or we could go down to an F. So what is that fourth that we were talking about? That would be an F. So it really wants us to go all the way down to an F. We're at an A flat. We need a G, so we're going to skip a little bit here. We're going to get down to a G right here. Let's do that, just to anchor ourselves. So we could stay on an A flat here, or we could go to an F. I'm going to go to an F. And then my path of least resistance here is I could stay on an F, or I could go to a D or a C. Let's stay on an F. We'll see how that sounds. All right. I kind of want to emphasize this bass line. Let's just hear it first. Cool. So it doesn't go all the way down to F chromatically. We've got a little skip here, but it's still the same principle. Descending chromatic line. So how did they harmonize this? That's what we really care about. What they did for these first 4 chords is just added the descending note as a note off the main chord. So we have a C minor, and they're just adding the B natural, the B flat, the A natural here. Then we get to A flat, and they move around a little bit. And they keep it going through the A flat, and then they kind of lose it here. Yeah. Which is a really nice sound. When we get to this F has like a lot of weight to it. It's like we broke out of that chromatic thing, and it feels really good. So a really good use of this, fairly simple harmonization of it. Let's look at another one.